everybody. I'm Jennifer Roig-Francolí. I am the creator of the Art of Freedom method for conscious living and masterful artistry. And I'm just coming on briefly today because I came across a comment in a Facebook group today from a new teacher who was lamenting and feeling like she doesn't have enough time to do the things that she wants to do and the things that she feels should be done for her students. And I commented on the post with a few thoughts that I thought, this would be worth sharing with a wider audience. It's something that I talk about with my students all the time. And it's something, quite honestly, I need to deal with myself all the time because it's really, really easy to fall into the trap of believing that you don't have enough. Whether the not enough is time, like you don't have time to do what you want to do, you don't have enough time to practice, you don't have, if you're a student, you don't have time to prepare for your recital. If you're taking auditions, you don't have time to practice for your auditions. If you have a family, you don't have enough time to take care of your kids and your family and your relationships because you're working so hard. Or, there are all kinds of ways we convince ourselves that we don't have enough time, and we really believe it. And then the same thing goes for finances. Oh, I don't have enough money for this or for that. And it's endless the way we convince ourselves that we don't have enough of things. And that's commonly known as a scarcity mindset. And, it may or may not be true that you don't have enough time or money or whatever it is. But quite honestly, whether it's true or not is relative, and it's kind of irrelevant most of the time. I mean, yeah, there can be life or death situations for sure. But I'm talking about the typical kind of mindset that we tend to get ourselves into and stay in with the belief that we don't have enough time or money or whatever. And again, it's not so much whether it's true or not. The thing here, and this is what I teach constantly, it's about paying attention to what kind of thoughts you are feeding yourself and others, and what kind of an effect those thoughts are having on you in the moment. So right now, let's do a little experiment if you're game and you're watching, and hello, I would love to get your comments and your feedback. If you could just drop an emoji right now or say hello in the comment now or later, it actually really does make a difference for me, and I appreciate your interaction. But let's do a little experiment. In fact, just give me a thumbs up if you're game to do a little experiment. So right now, I want you to think about an area of your life in which you don't have enough time, or you feel like you don't have enough time. I mean, this is me today. I have a list a mile long, and I even have a new assistant helping me, and I still don't feel like I have even remotely enough time to do the things that I want to do in the time frame that I'd like to be doing that in. So I'm right there with you. So what happens to you when you think and believe that you don't have enough time for whatever it is? So think about that topic right now. I don't have enough. And if you want to use the money thing, you can, if that's easier, go for that. I mean, these are common issues. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. Maybe you want to take my program and you feel like you don't have enough money. That's a great place to start. But anyway, whatever it is, think the thought, I don't have enough XYZ for XYZ. I don't have enough time to, like, what's going on for me today. I don't have enough time to write the email I want to put out today and be able to hire a designer for this thing. And there's so much I need to do. I'm doing a conference in March and hiring a designer for the banner for my booth. And I mean, it's just endless. So think about the thing you believe you don't have enough of for a moment. And now check in with your body and see how your body is reflecting that thought or that belief. I know that when I start thinking, I don't have enough time to get everything together for that booth, for that conference on time. And then I start catastrophizing, I think. And then, oh, well, it's going to be a slipshod thing. It's going to look really unprofessional and blah, blah, blah. And it's going to be horrible and I'm going to be embarrassed. I mean, the mind just goes on and on if you let it. So how does your body feel when you start believing and thinking you don't have enough of whatever it is? And put your answer into the comments so people can see they're not alone, because I'm sure you are not so different from me and everybody else, where if you start to believe that you don't have enough of whatever, your body probably feels a little tight or constricted. That's what happens to me. If I think I don't have enough time to get ready for that conference, instantly, even as I start thinking that thought, my neck tightens up just a little bit. It might be really, really subtle, but I feel it. And then I feel it in my breath. I feel it in my back. My lower back starts to get a little tight. And these are subtle, right? Because it's not a major problem for me. I know how to deal with this. I have the tools and I use them, and I have been using them today already, which is why I'm sharing about it today. But yeah, so the effects may be subtle, but you want to give yourself the time to notice what's actually happening to your body when you think a certain way. Because then the key is, if you know that by thinking about not having enough, you are actually doing something that's unhealthy to yourself physically. And then if you draw the conclusions from that as a musician or as a teacher, like where this whole post came from, I was responding to a teacher that felt she didn't have enough time to do what she needed to do for her students. If you start thinking that way, and you start feeling the actual compression in your body, those things together, and they do go together, because what you think is what you get in your body. They are one thing. They're not separate. So when you start thinking that way, you're hurting yourself, and you're actually compressing muscles, you're tightening muscles, you're contracting, and you're compressing the joints, and you're making it harder to move with ease. So truly, then you pick up your instrument, guess what? It's going to be just a little harder to play your instrument well. It's going to be harder to think creatively. It's going to be harder to come up with novel creative solutions to problems you might have in planning or executing what you want to have done. So you've got to link up the thought with the body. And then what do? Then you need to have a way to just observe that and then think differently. And in the Art of Freedom method that I teach, which includes Primal Alexander, which is Alexander technique without using touch, when you learn how to think constructively, we call it constructive thinking, you are learning to use your mind, use your thoughts in a way that help you to not think the unhelpful thoughts. And again, it's not like you're sticking your head in the sand. It's not denying what's going on, because you are actually acknowledging what's happening first, and really acknowledging what's happening in a much more global way, what's happening to your whole system, your mind, your body, your emotions, your whole self. You need to notice that, acknowledge it, and then actually accept it before you can really do something different. Otherwise, those unhelpful scarcity thoughts keep going on in the background, and they affect your whole day unconsciously. They affect every single thing you do. They affect how you walk. They affect how you play your instrument. They affect how you relate to your students and your family. The underlying excess tension you carry around that you're unaware of is very pernicious. It's subtle, it's pernicious, and it affects every area of your life, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not. So it's really important to start paying attention and asking yourself what's actually happening to you when you think a certain way. And then, the flip side is, it's relatively true that you don't have enough, but it's also equally relatively true that you have enough. It's relative. So you get to choose how you want to look at something. whatever it is that you think you don't have enough time, whatever you think it is that you don't have enough of, you can find a way to look at it where you actually do have enough. And if that seems impossible, try adding the word maybe to the beginning of your sentence. Maybe I have enough and I just can't see it, for example. Maybe I actually have enough and just can't feel it. Maybe there's some bigger picture here that I am missing and I'm just not being able to see the bigger truth, the bigger perspective. So be open to the fact that you just might not have all the information, and what you have or don't have may actually be exactly perfect for you in this particular moment right now, but you might not be able to see it. So be open to letting new information come to you, new ideas come to you, and above all, start noticing how thinking in a certain way affects your body and therefore everything you do with your body and your whole self. I hope this is useful for you. I hope it's given you a little bit of food for thought. This is the type of thing that I work with my private coaching students. I have a couple of openings in my studio for people who want to get started soon. Just let me know. Reach out and ask me. If you're struggling with mindset issues as a professional or amateur musician, as an educator or as a student, reach out to me, because I have the tools that can really, really help you get over this, and in a way that can dramatically improve your quality of life and amazingly, dramatically improve the quality of the music you make. Your technique will improve, your musicality will improve, and it's a radically different way of thinking about things, because it's not about how you're practicing your technique or how many recordings you listen to or how many performers you watch on YouTube or how much musical information you have. All those things can be important, but ultimately it's what you're doing with your mind and your body that has the major impact on everything else you do. So if you don't take care of that, you're going to be banging your head against the wall trying to play those octaves in tune day after day after day, and you'll get them in tune, and then the next day they'll fall apart, or when you go on stage and have performance anxiety. So you've got to start with the whole self, and you need to have a system to help you observe yourself intelligently and to know what to do next when you realize that you're harming yourself with how you think and how you move your body. So reach out if this is of interest to you. If you're curious about my coaching programs, I'm very happy to have a chat with you. I would be happy to just even hop on the phone with you. If you want to talk to me personally, we can connect through Messenger. We can hop on Zoom and have a quick conversation just to see if working with me would be right for you. So reach out, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Don't forget to put a comment into the comments below and some emojis, just so I know you were here. And it does help with the algorithm when Facebook sees that people are interested. So thanks for your help and your support with that. And I hope to have a conversation with you very soon. Let me know what you thought of today's presentation. Take care. Bye-bye. Lots of love.